Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. My name is Dominic Watson of Civil Ceremonies Dundee. Welcome, and thank you for coming here today to say goodbye and to pay your respect to Jacqueline Croal, including those watching via the webcast. But most of you will know her as Jackie. In our thoughts today are Jackie's family. We think of her children, Ali, Mike, and her stepdaughter Leslie. We think of her grandchildren, Natalia, Daniela, Stephanie, Mai Tai and Jack, her great-grandson Benjamin, her sister Frances, as well as all the other members of her extended family, whilst at the same time remembering her beloved husband Fraser, who has sadly passed away. Although I had met Jackie when Fraser passed away, I didn't have the pleasure of knowing her well. But today I will share with you the memories of those closest to her family, so in that way we can celebrate her life in a true and honest reflection of the woman that you all knew. I would like to start the service by sharing a poem with you. It's entitled Remember Me. To the living I am gone, to the sorrowful I will never return. To the angry I was cheated, but to the happy I am in peace. And to the faithful I have never left. I cannot speak but I can listen. I cannot be seen, but I can be heard. So as you stand upon the shore, gazing at the beautiful sea, remember me. As you look in awe at the mighty forest and its grand majesty, remember me. Remember me in your hearts, in your thoughts, in the memories of the times we loved, the times we cried, the battle we fought, and the times we laughed. For if you always remember me, I will have never gone. It's nice to look back and remember. We're here today to remember Jackie. Jackie was born in Dundee during the war on the 29th of August 1940. Her dad went off to the war and her mum took her to live with her granny in Penny Street. During this time they were evacuated to Auchinleck, but later returned to Dundee. When her dad came home from the war, the family moved into a prefab on Glams Road where they grew vegetables and kept chickens. They also had their first dog, which was a little Scotty dog called Sheila. In 1944, Jackie was joined by her baby sister Frances, with whom she formed a close relationship which endured right through their lives, although here it wasn't without its ups and downs as children. Jackie started school at Akron Primary, but was moved to St Mary's Primary in Lochee, and the family moved into a tenement in Lochee High Street. Their dad had a garage in Marshall Street, Lochee, and Jackie and Frances had fond memories of their dad forever tinkering with his old car there. On leaving primary school, Jackie started secondary school at St John's, and then moved to Lawside Academy, where she would stay until she left school. Jackie left school at 15 and went to work for Marks and Spencer's in Dundee. She did very well, gained City and Guild's qualifications. When they were opening their store in Perth, she was asked to go there to train the new staff. Around 1962, the family moved to Wortley Place, near Baxter Park. In 1963, Jackie married Sandy, and they moved to Edinburgh, where he got a job working with Edinburgh Council, and she started working for the Scotsman newspaper. She had a lot of happy memories working there. When Jackie fell pregnant with Ali in 1966, they moved into a new house in Pennycook, with Ali being born in Edinburgh in February the following year. They didn't stay in Pennycook long, as Sandy was offered a better job in Aberdeen in 1967. Tragically, in 1969, January, whilst visiting Jackie and Sandy, her mum suddenly passed away. This led to the decision to return to Dundee to be near her dad again. They bought their first house on Harestate Road, where Mike was born in August 1969. But shortly afterwards, they moved to a house at the top of Johnston Avenue, where they stayed until 1975, before moving to Blackness Road. Jackie also set up a slimming club in the 1970s, which was very successful. And there were classes all over Tayside, Angus and Perthshire. As part of the class, there was also a workout routine for those interested. It was called the Jane Fonda workout. This was also a huge success. Well, right up until the time she received a letter from Jane Fonda asking her politely to stop using her name. After splitting from Sandy, Jackie went on to meet Fraser, the love of her life. They were inseparable and did everything together. They had an amazing life together, travelled to many parts of the world, and they were the most loving couple. This marriage also brought Fraser's daughter Leslie into Jackie's life, and they developed a beautiful mother-daughter bond. Jackie and Fraser finally settled in Johnston Avenue to be near Jackie's dad again, and it's where they spent the rest of their days. As I said, I had met Jackie when Fraser passed away. At that time she told me they'd met at the Grampian Hotel on Perth Road. They used to chat away to each other until eventually he asked her out for a meal. She accepted, and they saw each other for about a year before being married. They were to be together for 23 years. And I had asked Jackie how she would describe their life together, and she had said, very happy, very relaxed. Jackie had said that Fraser was really laid back, and she had said he would do anything for me. Fraser had a really de-stressing influence on Jackie. Their life together was a happy one. They shared the same interests, they went everywhere together, and they were true soulmates. They could read each other like a book, and always knew how to push each other's buttons. But Jackie had said the nicest thing when she said, we had the perfect setup. We never rowed because Fraser was so laid back, he just wouldn't argue. Jackie and Fraser enjoyed their time together. When Fraser went ice skating, Jackie was always with him. She would take the cakes, buns and biscuits for the friends that would meet, and they would have lovely times together. They would go travelling together, going abroad far and wide to places like Australia, America, Portugal, Singapore, Germany, and of course Mallorca each year to see Leslie. Shortly after meeting Fraser, Jackie started working with him in the pet shop, and shortly after that, Mike started working there too. It was quite the family business. She went on to take over a clothes shop. She also opened a busy crafts and needlework shop. And being an excellent cross-stitcher was just one of her many talents. She also learned to play the piano at a young age, went on to become a fantastic pianist and teacher, something she always wanted to return to, but unfortunately never got the opportunity. In the 1970s, Jackie also met Ray and Arthur Spink, who were to become lifelong friends. And the late Arthur is remembered here today with his outstanding accordion music, which accompanied Jackie into the crematorium, and he will play us out at the end with the Jacqueline waltz. Jackie also had a love of driving, had a reputation for being a little bit speedy, and occasionally a little bit haphazard. She once offered the young Arthur Spink, Ali and Mike a lift into town. However, this resulted in her accidentally driving into the wall of the driveway and completely destroying it. Latterly, it became a bit of a running joke, as she would reverse into walls, lampposts, and on occasions perhaps even parked cars. She even once almost took out a lamppost while visiting Mike and his partner Shona. And once when visiting Leslie in Mallorca, she drove her motability scooter into a display of terracotta plant pots in a hotel. Now, Jackie wasn't always one for reading people too well either. One time whilst on holiday, Ali accidentally split his head open quite badly. And a German doctor who was staying in the hotel was quickly on the scene to help out. However, Jackie didn't speak German, and the doctor didn't speak English. So, in something reminiscent of a game of charades, the doctor was mimicking drinking and using the word alcohol. Jackie got into a panic, thinking the doctor wanted to get drunk before helping her son. But after a while, she realised all the doctor wanted was something to sterilise the open wound. Jackie wasn't without a mischievous streak either. Mike recalled one time, whilst visiting Dunelm to get some bedding, curtains, pillows and such out for her spare bedroom, she decided to buy a nice blanket box they had, which was £50. On getting everything into the car, Mike told her they hadn't charged her for the blanket box. She panicked, got the receipt out, realised that he was right, indeed hadn't charged for the blanket box. Mike asked her if she wanted to go back into the shop to right this terrible wrong. She got a wee glint in her eye and said, "No, quick, let's get out of here. One free blanket box." Another thing Jackie is remembered for is the amazing and legendary parties she used to throw in Blackness Road. There'd be 40 or 50 people, accordions, fiddles, guitars, drums, and any other instruments the guests brought with them. There was music, singing, dancing and drinking, most often with final stragglers leaving in the daylight the following day. And she'd always do the catering as well. She certainly was the hostess with the mostess. Ali also recalls that Jackie was always one for keeping up appearances. This led to him, both him and Mike, giving her the nickname Hyacinth Bouquet. Jackie and Fraser always found that hilarious. Jackie had also been an animal lover all of her life and had cats and dogs throughout. And when she married Fraser, she even became a mother to Major the macaw and developed a love of pet rats as well. She also had her little pal, Murphy the cat, who used to sit and talk to for hours. Latterly, during lockdown, when the restrictions were on, he was an important source of comfort and company to her, and is clearly missing her very much. And you'll see a photo of her talking to Murphy in the upcoming slideshow. Now, to help alleviate the loneliness and boredom that she felt during lockdown, Mike bought her an Amazon Alexa show, which is a screen like a tablet on it. This allowed her to simply drop in on friends and family with video calls. It helped a great deal with the loneliness. However, she became so comfortable using it that she occasionally forgot that people weren't actually in the room physically. And she was known to offer biscuits and sometimes even a wee tipple of Baileys to whoever she was talking to. She even once gave Mike a hard time for going to bed, leaving the living room lights on and the curtains open, when in actual fact he hadn't even been there. Now, Jackie lived a varied and very busy life. She ran successful businesses. She was very popular, had countless friends. She mixed with stars of show business and travelled the world. But she still always found time for her family, who were much loved and very important to her. And she will be missed by all of them. Now, we don't have time here today to tell every story. We can't recall every event in Jackie's life. This has just been a snapshot. We reminded of the Jackie that you all knew, shared through memories of her family. You will each have your own memories of Jackie. Before we listen to a piece of music, which will give you the opportunity to focus upon those memories, we're now going to see a slideshow of photographs, a wee trip down memory lane for some of you, while listening to a lovely piece of piano music chosen by Jackie's family. The slideshow will come up now. Some fantastic memories there. When we lose someone like Jackie, someone who's had such an influence in our lives, sometimes the feelings of emptiness, sadness and despair can overwhelm us. These feelings over the passage of time will fade, but the love that you felt for Jackie over so many years won't. That love will grow, it will continue to grow. It's this love that will sustain you over the next days, weeks and months to come. But the time has now come to say goodbye. We're now going to listen to another piece of music, just to give you an opportunity to focus upon your own memories of Jackie. If you're religious, you may want to take this time to say a private prayer. But as we hear this piece, take the time to reflect upon the memories that you have of the Jackie that you all knew and loved. If you could please remain seated at the moment, but as we hear this, I will ask you to stand. We should take our leave of Jackie. There's a tune called Highland Cathedral. Hear this now. close the service by sharing a final poem with you. It's entitled, She Is Gone. You can shed tears that she is gone, or you can smile because she has lived. You can close your eyes and pray that she'll come back, or you can open your eyes and see all she's left. Your heart can be empty because you can't see her, or you can be full of the love you shared. You can turn your back on tomorrow and live yesterday, or you can be happy for tomorrow because of yesterday. You can remember her and only that she's gone, or you can cherish her memory and let it live on. You can cry and close your mind, be empty and turn your back, or you can do what she'd want. Smile, open your eyes, love and go on. Ladies and gentlemen, the service has now come to a close. And can I, on behalf of Jackie's family, thank each and every one of you for your attendance here today, including everyone watching via the webcast. I'd like to thank Kay McFadden of Stirling Coleman Davidson, the funeral directors, for unusual professionalism. Jillian, the chapel verger, who's making sure everything works behind the scenes here at the crematorium. And on a personal note, I would like to thank Jackie's family for their help in the preparation of the service, for having the privilege of sharing the story with you. Thank you. As we leave the chapel, we hear the tune played by Arthur Spink, the Jacqueline Waltz.